Driving to Alaska has been on my bucket list ever since I learned it was possible to drive there. Some of you may know that I lost both my pets this summer in the span of 3 months, and when I lost Matcha, I packed my car up and decided to leave the next day to live out of my Mazda CX-50 and camp across Canada on the way to Alaska. Was that smart? Probably not, and it's probably something to unpack in therapy. But it was difficult for me to stay in the house, and I'd taken PTO for a week to grieve anyways. In parts 1 and 2 of this series, you saw me camp across BC on my way to the Yukon, find some hidden gems in northern BC, and achieve 3 of my goals. In part 3, I explore more of the Yukon in northern BC, stumble upon a desert, and navigate food poisoning for the first time living on the road. This is my solo journey to Alaska, part 3. Okay, I'm officially cold. Oh my god, this canyon is so beautiful. This was just 10 minutes right outside of town. Crazy. Feels like fall for sure. The foliage is so pretty and there's a lot of aspens here, which I love. It just makes for a very light and airy and kind of open forest. I love hiking through aspens, but no time to hike today. On to the next spot. Good morning. I slept really well and I woke up before my alarm. I got like 7 hours of sleep or so, but for some reason I feel really energetic and refreshed. I don't think it got in the 30s last night. I think out here it was probably just maybe 40 or 41 degrees, it feels like. It's 8 a.m. now and the first order of business today is absolutely finding a shower. And I think I found a gym in town that I'm gonna go to, and then fellow creator on social media recommended I go to this one bagel shop in Whitehorse. I decided today's gonna be an easy day because I need to go grab a shower and that might take a little bit and get me a delayed start. It'll maybe give me some time to explore the town of Whitehorse too, which is the capital of the Yukon. This city is actually decently sized. After driving through so many little towns, it feels so weird to be back in a bigger city. I just spent the morning tidying up the car and let's go get a shower. Successful shower! Oh my gosh. It's amazing what one shower can do. I feel like a whole new person. I feel so clean. Next order of business is coffee and breakfast. I really like the town of Whitehorse so far. It feels really friendly and it feels so cool that I'm in northern Canada. I don't know, this is just, it's so exciting. I feel like a tourist. But today is a cloudy slash kind of rainy day. It's in the 40s, so it's definitely feeling like fall and I kind of love it. I'm really craving a hot chocolate actually. But whenever I know I have a shorter day, I tend to dilly-dally even longer than normal. And so I expect I probably won't get to camp until later tonight. But also because today's a short day, I'm gonna try to actually go to the campground tonight and experience that because I think that'll be really cool. So let's go. Bagel acquired. They didn't have coffee though, which actually works out because I drove by a Tim Hortons and I really want to try Tim Hortons. So let's go. And then I'm only 10 minutes away from the first place I want to stop at today, which is exciting. One of the places that I'm going today is a desert. Can you believe there's a desert here? Also, I think I said I was going to Alaska for 2 days. I don't know why I said that. I'm only going to Alaska for 1 day, and that's tomorrow. Today, basically, I'm driving towards Alaska, and I'll be right at the border, and I could go into Skagway if I wanted to, but because my experience crossing the border was so stressful, I'm actually a little afraid to cross again. I don't know, and have it take a lot of time and energy and stress, and so I'm just gonna drive up to the border and then turn around because there wasn't much I wanted to see towards Skagway anyways. If I cross the border, it would basically just be the town, and so I'm gonna go to all of the lookouts along the highway up until the border and then turn around. And then tomorrow I'm going to Haines, Alaska, so then I'll cross the border and it'll be worth it because there will be grizzlies, there will be bald eagles. Hopefully. I'm excited but hungry, so let's eat. Alright, this is gonna be messy, but look at this. Okay, let's try it. That's good. There's something chipotle on there and it's really good. It's like chipotle aioli. The egg is filled with green onion. It's really tasty. Oh my gosh, this line for Tim Hortons is so long. Also, the Yukon license plates are so cute. There's a little guy with a fish, and it's really colorful. Hi, can I get a pumpkin spice cold brew?
Okay.
A medium is fine. That's all. Thank you. Alright, let's see how this goes. Maybe I should have gone with something classic to have a comparison against American coffee, but first thing I noticed was this coffee is so cheap. Oh my god. It is so much cheaper than big cities in America, at least. On the West Coast, it's just stupidly expensive. So I'm excited. If I had gotten just a regular iced coffee, I think it said it was $2 or $3 Canadian dollars, which means it's less in US dollars. But the pumpkin spice cold brew that I got was $4 something. Not bad at all. Thank you. Wow, they are efficient. Alrighty. Wait, let me show you. Okay, so this is so cute. Okay, let's try it. Oh my god, that's good. Wow, that's really good. Nothing is overpowering. I feel like in America, everything is so sweet. The coffee is not too strong. There's like a nice layer of cream on top, which tastes really good. The flavors are all subtle. And there's also not too much ice. I always have to ask for less ice in the US because I don't like my drinks that cold. I feel like it just takes up too much volume in the cup. This is so good. Oh my god. I've only heard bad things about Tim Hortons from Americans, but now that I think about it, it makes sense if I'm not that big a fan of American chain coffees. Except for Dunkin'. Dunkin' has my heart. But aside from that, if I'm not that big a fan of American chain coffees, but the people whose opinions I heard, they are. And so now that makes sense because they do like their coffees more sugary and rich. So yeah, let me know in the comments how you feel about Tim Hortons if you're an American, or if you're Canadian, how you feel about American coffee, because this is refreshing. Wow, that's really good. I can't believe I underestimated Tim Hortons. I've been missing out. I think I'm officially used to Canada because it's 50 degrees outside and I'm in a tank top and I'm drinking iced coffee. And I'm so happy. I love when chipmunks just run across the road with food in their mouths. They look like they're on such a mission. I know on the surface it doesn't seem like it, but I am very much grieving right now, and it feels so strange to be experiencing one of the best things in my life at the same time as being really sad. And I know that that's something I'm putting myself through. I did not have to come on this trip, but my heart really said that this is what I needed now to help process the grief and move through it without it being completely overwhelming. And it was definitely the right move. The grief feels bearable now, and when I'm not filming, it's something that I am dealing with and processing. But at the same time, I'm feeling so much joy, such a sense of adventure. I'm about to turn on the Klondike Highway so I can check off another highway that I've been on in Canada, Alaska area. So many bucket list items I'm checking off this week. If I had more time, I would want to go see all of the national parks here, like Tombstone. I want to go to Lake Clark in Alaska, but several of these parks, they're not accessible by road. You have to fly in, and that's a cost that I wasn't prepared for, and I don't have the time for that, unfortunately. But next time, I definitely want to take a helicopter or small bush plane into the parks to explore, for sure. Okay, I know yesterday I said that was one of the most beautiful lakes I've ever seen. This is also one of the most beautiful lakes I've ever seen. I've never seen anything like it. It truly is emerald colored. All I want to do is just paddleboard across this lake. But I know it would be freezing, absolutely freezing. I am definitely coming back to Canada next summer to camp. To hike, to camp. The Yukon is so beautiful. I love Canada so much. This is the most beautiful drive I've ever done. It's so gorgeous here. I don't even know where to look, just everywhere, 360, just beautiful views. And the fall foliage and the reds at the top of the mountains. I keep repeating myself, but it's stunning. This is so cool. There's a desert here around all these mountains with fall foliage. Oh my gosh. What the heck? This is amazing. That was so cool. Oh my gosh. That actually wasn't a desert. I learned that was the remains of an ancient lake and glacier. Sand got all in my camera. My lens is kind of screwed, so I need to clean that tonight. I've never experienced anything like that. Beautiful golden sand with the fall foliage and the mountains in the background. Incredible. All right, on to the next stop. Okay, I gotta be honest. honest on here. A couple hours after I had the bagel in Tim Hortons, I started getting stomach sick. I don't know if food poisoning acts that fast or if it was from something I had the last few days, but my tummy is not okay. Being on a remote highway with little services when you need to go to the bathroom pretty often is a little anxiety inducing. That's all I have to say. And I really hope this passes, because if I have food poisoning for longer than today, it's gonna really suck, because it's just something I'm gonna worry about all day and it's not gonna feel great, and it's already making it a little difficult to enjoy what I'm doing. But that's the way of the road. You catch food poisoning sometimes, or I don't even know if it's food poisoning. It's just like my tummy is unhappy all of a sudden. It kind of feels like when you have too much coffee, you know, and your tummy is like angry at how much coffee you have. It feels like that. I'm pretty sensitive to caffeine, and I can tell the Tim Hortons coffee didn't have that much caffeine in it. So I'm not sure what it is. I've had more caffeine the last few days than the Tim Hortons coffee, I feel like. So I don't know if it's that or not, but I don't know. I'm oversharing. We don't need to discuss this. I found it funny that while I was suffering on the inside, emotionally and now physically, everything outside was increasingly getting more and more scenic. Looking back on my trip now, this drive that I'd be doing today and tonight on the way to the campsite was the most incredible drive I did on the trip. The beauty here was so densely packed into a short drive, and I had to get out and stop every 5 minutes. And I can't believe that I happened to time my trip so well with the fall foliage. This is so beautiful. Look at the vegetation on these rocks. It's so cool. Guys, I'm in love with this lake. I don't know what the yellow stuff is called. It looks like lichen or moss. It's so beautiful. And I can just imagine a black bear living out there and fishing. I officially turned around. I reached the end of the Klondike Highway where Border Patrol is, and I didn't want to cross the border. I basically saw everything I wanted to see. There are a few stops on the way back north that I didn't stop at on the way down that I made a mental note, oh, I want to stop there later. The only thing is, my drone got a ton of sand in it from being in that desert, and it's sort of malfunctioning. I cannot wait to explore Alaska tomorrow. I'm so excited. Also, update, I definitely have food poisoning. I don't know what I ate. My stomach is not happy, and I'll put a timestamp here if you want to fast forward and not hear me overshare about my stomach problems, but I do want to share the reality of living on the road, because a lot of people think it's sunshine and daisies. It's very romanticized, especially on social media, but it's a very tough lifestyle, and if you aren't built for it, or if you don't truly love driving and love being on the road and being okay with handling difficult situations and stress, then it might not be for you. But I just want to warn you, if you do get food poisoning on the road and there are no services on a remote highway like where I am, you do need to find a place to do your business, whether that be in the woods or carrying an emergency pop-up toilet. You can also get one of those pop-up privacy tents. I won't tell you what I did, But there are a few different options if something like this happens to you. If you do get in this situation that I'm in, be sure to leave no trace. You can look up exactly what that means, but there are ways to leave no trace when you gotta do your business in nature, and sometimes you gotta pack it out too. So figure out what you need to do and make sure you're following leave no trace principles, because that's really important. I'm really glad that I prepared for this scenario a few months ago and I got what I needed to get to handle the situation. And now I'm really thanking my past self, because I've never gotten food poisoning on the road before. This is a first, and it is not fun. I was feeling really sick the past hour, and only just now am I feeling okay, but I can tell I'm not through it yet. It's taking a lot of energy for me to continue this trip and not just pull over and rest for a few hours. I do really want to get to camp though, or at the minimum I want to get to a rest stop in case I'm up all night needing a restroom. A campground would be ideal because the bathrooms can be a little nicer than a rest stop, so I want to try to get there. This is stunning. This is absolutely the most stunning highway I've ever driven. The Cassiar Highway was so beautiful, but this is so much beauty densely packed into a tiny highway. And by tiny, I mean a couple hours, but still. This is so gorgeous. Like jaw-dropping gorgeous. Black bears on this road trip just along the road, which is crazy to me. I didn't realize they were so comfortable being close to the road, and they're so cute. They're eating grass. Obviously they're death machines. Do not go near them. I was at a safe distance and using a zoom lens, but from far away they're so cute. That's also why you shouldn't speed in the mountains. Once this road trip, I'm finally on time. I'm finally gonna make it to camp before dark. Hopefully. ETA is 7:25 p.m. Sunset should be, let's check, 8:17 p.m. Yes. All right. I'm so excited to go to a campground. And hopefully there's no bear problems at this campground, because that gives me anxiety. I'm still not used to camping in grizzly territory. Still getting comfortable with it. arrived at my campsite on the shores of a lake cloaked in vibrant reds and yellows. It reminded me a lot of Maine. But as I started to wind down at camp for the evening, my stomach began to really hurt, and whatever bug I had violently took over. This was my first time experiencing food poisoning on the road, and while it definitely wasn't pleasant, I didn't want to let it ruin the trip. So I made sure I did my self-care and took the evening off from filming, drank warm water throughout the night, and tried my best to get rest, to enjoy the next big day ahead of me where I would finally reach Alaska. I don't have service and this is freaking me out. Has survived so much. La 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 la.